Welcome back to the channel, or if you're new, thanks for finding me here on YouTube. In today's video, I'll be talking about the mistakes to avoid for the first-time home buyer, or for that matter, anytime you buy a home. I'll review 10 costly mistakes you'll want to avoid as a first-time home buyer. They are: number 1, looking for a home without a pre-approval. Number 2, not having enough money in the bank. Number 3, and this is kind of funny, calling the number on the for sale sign in the front yard. Number 4, failing to understand the cost of true ownership. Number 5, expecting to find a home that meets 100% of your requirements. Number 6, haggling in a seller's market. Yes. Number 7, not trusting your real estate agent to do the job. Number 8, don't assume your offer will be accepted. 9, don't skip the home inspection, accept. And number 10, once you've been in contract, don't make any big purchases or revolving lines of credit. I'll be talking more in depth about each one of those points in a second. I'm Brian Comer with Berkshire Hathaway Home Services, the American Realty Center in Worthington, Ohio. And on this channel, we try to teach you everything there is to know about buying a home in Delaware County. Number 1 mistake to avoid: looking at a home before you're pre-approved. Believe me, there's nothing worse than finding a home that you absolutely love and then later finding you just can't afford it. By finding out what you can borrow from the bank up front, you will save yourself a lot of headache. We had a client that was looking for a home in the $400,000 range, and they saw some nice ones, and we even accompanied them on some of the showings. But after seeing them, while not being pre-approved and then going through the process to get approved, the realization that the $400,000 house was just a little bit out of the price range. This actually delayed the process to find a suitable home. But after we connected the client with a reputable mortgage company and obtained pre-approval, we went shopping with a singularly focused mission: find a home within the buyer's budget. Believe it or not, it didn't take long to find a home, make an offer, and have that offer accepted. Problem solved. But ask yourself, could this have been avoided altogether? Well, the answer is yes on two fronts, really. It's probably in your best interest not to show homes without being pre-approved. And as the buyer, it's in your best interest to know your buying power before you go shopping for that new home. Number 2, not enough money in the bank. Buying a house is not an inexpensive endeavor. If you use all your money in your bank account for the down payment and the closing costs and have nothing left over, the bank may actually disapprove your loan at the 11th hour. They can't take the chance that you'll buy the house and not have enough money to pay the mortgage. Save up what you think you will need for the house and then save even more before you start shopping. To purchase a $200,000 house, you're probably going to need somewhere in the neighborhood of $10,000 to $15,000 to maybe even $20,000 on the high side. Third mistake: calling the number on the for sale sign. The agent whose sign is in the front yard works for the seller. His or her goal is to sell that house for as much money as possible. They cannot also have the primary goal of getting the best price for the buyer because they represent the seller. It costs no money to hire your own realtor to represent you in the purchase of a home. Fourth, failing to understand the true cost of ownership. Not only will you be responsible for the mortgage and pay all for your utilities, your homeowner's insurance, property taxes, etc., but you'll also have to fix things when they break. If you've always been a renter, your landlord has always taken care of that. Now that's your responsibility. It's a good idea to ask for 1-year home warranty paid by the seller when you buy a house. This way, if something breaks during that first year, it will be covered by the home warranty. But keep money set aside specifically for home repairs so you're not strapped for cash when, and it will, if anything breaks. 5, expecting to find a home that has 100% of the things that you want. We tell people that if they find a home with 75% of the items on their wish list, they're doing well. For example, you may want to own a home with in a gated community with a backyard pool for about $350,000. Is that easy to come by? What if it has all of those things except for the pool? You can always add a pool later or use the neighborhood pool if there is one. Have a conversation with your realtor before you go house hunting to set realistic expectations for what you can get in your price range. The most important things are the things that can't change, such as the location, the neighborhood, and the school district. If you hate the blue exterior, you can always paint it later. True. Number 6, haggling in a seller's market. It really just won't happen. If the market's hot and the houses are selling quickly with lots of competition from multiple buyers, yes, they are today, this is not the time to come in with a lowball offer. In a seller's market, the sellers are in the driver's seat, meaning they have the leverage in the negotiation. Instead of coming in with a low price offering or terms that aren't acceptable, try and accommodate the seller. For example, if the seller doesn't want to move out till the end of May so the kids can stay in school, accommodate that. Make that a non-negotiable item. Would they prefer to close at the end of the month rather than at the beginning of the next month to avoid having to pay another month of mortgage payment? Probably. Find out what things are important to the seller and try to craft an offer that is compelling to them. You'll stand a better chance. Number 7, not trusting your realtor to do the job. Your realtor has most likely helped first-time home buyers many, many times. They know what they're doing. This is why you hired them, to guide you in the transaction. If you constantly second guess their advice, call the seller or the seller's agent directly to ask questions, you're not helping yourself get the best deal or terms. When sellers know you're eager, you get a less likely opportunity to negotiate. Assuming that you hired a realtor with experience that you trust, let them do the best they can to assist you. We love helping first-time and multiple home buyers to achieve the American dream. Number 8, don't assume your offer will be accepted. In a competitive market, it's common for sellers to receive multiple offers. Don't get discouraged that second or third offer isn't even accepted. Number 9, don't skip the home inspection, except a home inspection can uncover potential problems with the property that may not be apparent during a walkthrough or a showing. Skipping the inspection could be costly if unknown problems materialize after the sale. I said don't skip the inspection except if it really makes sense. Remember, we're in a seller's market. Your competition will most likely choose to skip the home inspection and with it, any of the remedies that you typically ask for as a result. Offers with no inspection in a competitive market tend to be more favorable for the seller to accept. 10, and probably very, very important because this has happened, don't make big purchases before closing. Lenders, believe it or not, will check your credit score, your debt-to-income ratio before closing. Making a big purchase or opening a revolving line of credit could impact your score in a negative way, personally or potentially jeopardizing your loan approval. Now that we've learned what mistakes not to make when buying that first home or any home, let's get shopping for your new home. I'm hopeful that you've found this content informative and helpful in the home buying process will go smoothly. I'd ask that you view one of my shorter videos. It's kind of a lighthearted attempt at the home buying process. It's called How to Buy a Home in Less Than a Minute. It's on this YouTube channel. In addition, if you're not pre-approved, go to my banner, click on the link that says Get Pre-Approved here. Very easily to do. Also, if you're interested in looking for a home on that same banner, there's a link to my home search website, simply www.sellorbuy.com, where you can sign up for my blog and search for your next home. Thanks for listening. If you're thinking of selling or buying, you better call Brian. Why not let me be your real estate resource? Thank you and have a great rest of the day.